Chapter 8. Mastering Conflict Without Emotion. 1050 words. Conflict is inevitable, but emotional chaos? That's optional. Every argument, every confrontation, every heated exchange, it's a test of control. And most people fail that test. Not because they're weak, but because they confuse volume with power. The calmest voice wins the argument. Always. Emotion loses credibility. Emotion loses control. Emotion loses opportunities. That's why you must learn this principle. The loud lose. The calm conquer. Say it again in your mind. The loud lose. The calm conquer. When someone challenges you, they want a reaction. They want your tone to rise, your pulse to race, your face to change. Because the moment you break your composure, you lose your leverage. But when you stay calm, when your breathing stays steady, when your eyes stay level, you shift from being the target to becoming the threat. Stillness intimidates. Composure disarms. Control wins. That's the law of conflict, and most people will never master it. Let's break it down. Conflict is emotional warfare, and emotion clouds judgment. When you argue with emotion, you fight to win approval. When you argue with control, you fight to win position. There's a difference. One is reactive, the other is strategic. That's the key. Strategy. You can't think strategically when you're drowning in emotion. You can't think clearly when your ego's in charge. The person who controls their tone controls the room. It's not about shouting louder. It's about saying less with precision. So here's the mindset shift. Conflict isn't about being right. It's about staying effective. You're not here to prove your emotions. You're here to maintain your edge. When you lose your cool, you give the other person control. They might win the noise, but you lose the power. And in real life, power matters more than pride. You have a choice. Every time someone pushes your buttons, you have a choice. React or respond. Explode or evaluate. Lose your focus or lock it in. That's the difference between amateurs and masters. Let's get practical. How do you actually master conflict without emotion? How do you stay calm when someone's yelling in your face, disrespecting you, baiting you? Here's how. 1. Control your breathing. When you slow your breath, your brain follows. You interrupt your body's fight or flight response. That's your first win. Breathe deep. Breathe slow and speak half as fast. It creates psychological distance. 2. Control your posture. Don't lean forward, don't fidget, don't flinch. Stay upright, still, grounded. Your body tells the room whether you're in command or in chaos. 3. Control your tone. Lower it, slow it, flatten it. The calmer you sound, the more power your words carry. The loud lose, the calm conquer. That's not just philosophy, that's physics. Energy follows calmness. The one who radiates composure controls the emotional temperature. There's a reason elite soldiers, negotiators, and athletes train this skill. Because in high-stakes moments, emotion is a liability. Think about a bomb technician. One wrong move, everything explodes. Do they panic? No. They breathe, they move slow, they focus on precision. Now you might not be disarming bombs, but when you're facing criticism, betrayal, or disrespect, your reactions can still blow everything up. Your words can destroy trust. Your tone can lose opportunities. Your ego can burn bridges you can't rebuild. Stillness under pressure, that's your armor. Let's take an example. Imagine you're in a meeting. Someone tries to publicly undermine you. They raise their voice, they attack your idea, they want you to react, to get emotional, defensive, impulsive. But you don't bite. You stay silent for 2 seconds. You look at them, you nod slowly. Then you say one calm sentence. I understand your perspective. Here's what you're missing. No emotion, no attack, just composure. Watch what happens. The room shifts. The aggressor looks unstable. You look unshakable. Because you didn't fight for attention, you commanded it. That's the art of emotional control in conflict. Here's the truth. Conflict doesn't expose your enemies. It exposes you. It shows your discipline, your emotional maturity, your level of self-command. Anyone can stay calm when things are easy, but when you're attacked, criticized, or disrespected, that's your real exam. And how you respond decides whether you're respected or dismissed. You have a choice. You can either react emotionally, like most people, or respond intentionally, like a professional. That's the key difference, and that's what separates power from panic. Let's get even deeper. When you learn to control emotion, you gain time. That gap between stimulus and response, that's where your power lives. Every conflict gives you a window, a few seconds where you decide, do I rise above or fall into chaos? The ones who win in life aren't the loudest, they're the calmest. They don't waste energy proving their point, they conserve energy directing it. Stillness is strategy. Calm is command. When you speak from stillness, your words hit harder. Because they come from clarity, not chaos. It's not about never feeling emotion. It's about mastering it. You're not a robot. You're a warrior. But a true warrior doesn't fight with rage. He fights with precision. He channels emotion into discipline. He converts reaction into reason. That's what mastery looks like. And it starts with one decision. Stay calm. The calmest voice wins the argument because it belongs to the person who doesn't need to win it. That's real power. That's emotional control. So next time conflict comes your way, remember this mantra. The loud lose, the calm conquer. When they yell, breathe. When they insult, observe. When they panic, plan. Because your job isn't to win the noise. Your job is to win the outcome. Stillness is your weapon. Composure is your armor. And control is your crown. You've mastered conflict without emotion. You've learned to lead the storm by staying still in its center. Now it's time to go deeper. Because the next level isn't about fighting others. It's about mastering the battlefield within. Chapter 9. Emotional Alchemy, Turning Pain into Power. Let's talk about how to transform every wound into wisdom and every struggle into strength.